Hello everyone, this is Smita Anil. Welcome to the another episode of Sustain It. Sustainable environment is a dream come true for all. We should work together to make it possible. To maintain sustainable is always hard not to crack, but not impossible. It's our responsibility to know more about people who work towards it. So today here I am with such a great personality that is Mr. Shijo Matthew from India. His passion towards the nature and greenery has driven him to a post graduation in environmental science with specific interest in sustainability. Currently he is working and residing in Dubai, UAE, the second home for most of the expatriate in the country. With a splendid experience of more than 15 years, he continues to work with huge infrastructure projects in the UAE as environmental manager, guiding and ensuring that the projects are leaving reduced environmental footprint where the developments are taking place. He has participated and volunteered in different environmental and sustainability campaigns in the region as part of his work and personal desire towards a better tomorrow. I proudly welcome Mr. Shijo Matthew to this session. Hello, sir. Welcome to this session.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Mira.
As a part of Future of Sustainability in the UAE, BIA is conducting a lot of awareness programs and activities. Actually, this session belongs to that. Sir, kindly let us know what are your duties as an environmental officer in various infrastructure projects like metro, like railway, etc.
First of all, thank you, Ms. Smita, for providing me with this opportunity. As an environmental manager, my responsibilities are to manage and ensure environmental compliance against the legal, contractual, and in the projects where I work. So the best way to accomplish this is to increase awareness among the employees. So we start with an induction for all the employees in the project, followed by specific environmental trainings to increase awareness towards the environmental responsibilities of each individual. Followed by trainings, I have to enforce the requirements through inspections, monitoring, audits, etc. And preventing environmental incidents is one of the key objectives of my work.
Okay, sir. So day to day, you might have give some advice with many people. So right, sir.
Yeah, of course.
So do you think everyone following these
Yes.
instructions properly?
In the industry where I work, like construction, it is a contractual requirement than a social responsibility to follow the instructions and requirements of the regulatory body. So we cannot expect everyone to follow the instructions and requirements always, but this can be achieved by encouraging them to follow the requirements. Like there are certain hierarchies to implement the requirements, such as trainings, monitoring, instructions, and finally the disciplinary actions.
Okay, sir. So, as an environmental officer, do you find it's a challenging job, or why did you select this job, sir?
Yes, it is. Of course, it requires basically tremendous efforts to ensure environmental compliance in the construction projects and to prevent environmental incidents, thereby leaving reduced environmental footprint. Like as you're aware, for any construction activities, especially in an untouched or undeveloped areas like the natural dunes, natural desert, there would be reversible or irreversible environmental impact that needs to be assessed, prevent or minimize the damage to the environment. So for me, it is not only just a job, but a responsibility to prevent damage towards God's beautiful creation around us.
Sure, sure, sir. That's right. Because in our school, we also always giving like that awareness to students. It's a
That's
coming
the best
generation.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's a coming generation. We have to say something for us. A better that better environment we will provide to them means that is the best thing. So they always we are through that
definitely. So that is the
experience.
best thing the future can get.
When we have a lot many jobs in the construction field, how did you end up as an environmental officer?
As I mentioned earlier, for me, it is not just only a job. Like it's a passion and responsibility to prevent environmental damage that caused by the construction activities. Like after all, my basic education and overall experience is also in the field of environmental protection. So as an environmental manager, yeah.
So we all heard that metros that reducing environmental pollution. So as a government man, what's your opinion, sir? Because we want to.
In as a common man, like yes, metros are one of the sustainable means of transport, promoting environmental protection with less carbon footprint compared to the conventional ways of transport, like including railways that burns extensive diesel or whatever fuel they are using. So more research and innovations can make metros more sustainable as well, such as use of solar energy to power the rolling stock, the trains or the stations, like thereby achieving zero carbon footprint. So there will be no emissions.
Oh, okay, okay. I
Yeah.
think now it's a lot of projects that UAE is they are supporting that solar energy related to project. No?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was also part of one of the project for building a solar park
Oh,
within Dubai. Yeah.
oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Uh, so, according to you, is the what is the biggest environmental threat today? How we can overcome that one?
For me, the biggest environmental threat is the anthropogenic activities, which is human beings, and of course, and
Mhm.
unnecessary encroachment to the nature. Like the environment and nature have its own ability to rehabilitate. For example, like I have noticed that several places in UAE itself that people enjoy their weekends and holidays by exploring the nature and gather with friends and families at areas in the desert and all, and
Mhm.
leave their waste. You might have noticed as well, especially non-degradable waste like plastics.
Yes.
So everyone is responsible to contribute towards an enrichment and protection of the environment. For me, so to overcome this threat,
Yes.
creating awareness, as Ms. Smita might have mentioned earlier,
Yes.
is to have a better future, and especially for the future generation, which should start from the schools. And authorities shall enforce strict regulations as well and take action against the violators. So this is what how we can overcome it.
Yes. Yes. We can expect that more plastic. This is still we are facing that problem, plastic
Yeah,
pollution. So is
of
in
course, of
coming
course.
future also maybe that will be become more. So
Yes, yes.
you have to
So
start. I think this UA is mainly concentrating the schools because of they are the leaders of tomorrow. That's why
yes,
maybe they are
of course.
can.
Yeah, yeah. So generating or creating awareness starting from the schools, that would be the best.
Yes.
What? Yeah.
So how can sustainability be promoted in construction sectors? Sir?
Um, it can be promoted again. Like it is all about increasing the awareness, as we have mentioned several sections before earlier, among the employees, especially for the construction sectors, raising awareness among the employees and enforcement of requirements and regulations for the companies can promote sustainability, like use of sustainably responsible resources for construction, is also very important considering its long-term impact, like the materials what we use for building anything for any construction. Then developers and the companies shall plan and design any developments in a sustainable and environmentally responsible manner to minimize to prevent long-term effects. Like promoting green buildings in is such a requirement now globally being enforced by several countries, including Dubai, in UAE especially. Like Dubai, they have Dubai green building regulations. In Abu Dhabi, it is STDAMA. So these are green building regulations or requirements for any construction projects, especially the huge ones. So it is a requirement to assess the environmental impacts by an environmental impact study to assess the potential impacts to mitigate or reduce the harm that could be caused to the environment. So this is how we can promote sustainability in the construction sector.
So, what are the steps your organization have introduced will be introducing in the near future in order to for protecting our planet, to help to protect our
As an
planet?
as I was part of different organizations, so like we were having, or currently also we do have environmental policies and commitment towards the environment to prevent any environmental impacts and thereby reducing the depletion of natural resources. So it can maintain ecological balance where we work in. We have set for the environment, such as reduction of waste generation, like construction and demolition waste is also contributing a huge quantity or volume to our landfills in UAE. So reduction of waste generation, promoting segregation and recycling, protection of biodiversity, use of resources sensibly, etc. For example, like where I was in the previous project, we have achieved 95 plus percentage of waste recycling, which was tremendous, which was a result of tremendous effort.
Okay, that's nice. Yeah.
So, which was a go. We do, and we do environmental campaigns as well, like such as cleanup drives, tree planting, awareness sessions. I mean, and to basically raise awareness and commitment among the employees towards the environment. So we do organize cleanup campaigns, especially currently where I am working. It's a desert area, so like as I've mentioned earlier, the leftover waste, litter, all this will be cleaned up as a campaign. So this will generally basically, or it will raise awareness among the employees. This is how we can promote sustainability in the organization. So we strongly believe that small changes and efforts that we make, or what that we take, big differences. So there is a big impact. So when we do even a small thing, we are leaving a footprint in someone's mind. Like, so this will be encouraging them to follow the requirements, and they will be thinking about the impacts due to our work activities as well as our personal impacts as well.
Okay, sir. So that means without affecting the environment, we can do. Not only in the UAE, everywhere we can do a lot of things for that.
Definitely, yeah. Especially in construction sector, I can say like construction definitely will be having some negative impacts in the environment. So this can be, this cannot be avoided.
Yes.
Consider, but this can be minimized, and this is where I have input. So, as an environmental professional, this is where I need to work on. So I'll be identifying this. This will be most of the for or all the Emirates. They have regulatory requirements, legal requirements, federal laws. So this needs to be promoted in our project. I mean projects as well as in the organizations where we can achieve um, towards protecting the environment or our planet.
Yes, yes, sure, sir, sure. Um, okay, so it was such a pleasure talking to you. Me and my listeners
Thank
got
you.
a very good idea about the duties and responsibilities of environment team in construction field. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
making the time to enlighten us. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the opportunity as well as I have mentioned. Thank you again. Yeah.
Now we understood. It's the responsibility of everyone in every community to look after the environment and to use resources responsibly. It is also the responsibility of various levels of government to ensure that environment and services are safe and healthy. Respect the environment, making rational use of natural resources and taking steps to prevent pollution from the different processes involved in our industrial operations. Each person has to make his or her own choices about protecting the environment. If everyone in a democracy decides their vote did not matter, nobody would vote. If democracy can work, then so can environmental action. Think of it this way: all of us have created this problem by neglecting the environment. That must mean that all of us can fix the problem by protecting it. It is the duty of every individual and from every cross section of the society. Every drop of water makes the mighty ocean. So everybody should do their might to keep the environment clean. Common men or public have their own responsibility and role to play. It is everyone's responsibility to preserve our environment. Everyone should be an eco friendly person, maintaining the environment's cleanness and sustainability as they do for homes, and cut emissions as much as possible to preserve our environment. Thank you.